All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, not to be confused with Diamond Dave, talking about real music in real time for real people just like you and just like me. All right, so speaking of Diamond Dave, David Lee Roth has managed again to snag a Las Vegas residency. Now, it's a short one, but you got to give him credit. I mean, if he's going to play anywhere other than maybe like Brandon, Missouri or something, Las Vegas is the perfect place for David Lee Roth. Here's the announcement. Van Halen frontman David Lee Roth will return to Mandalay Bay's House of Blues in Las Vegas for a new series of shows that will kick off with a New Year's Eve performance, followed by 4 concerts in January of 2022. Now, there are ticket packages here. Tickets start at $63.50. If you're a City Card member, you can get in on the pre-sale, which starts on September 29th at 10 a.m. And it's the House of Blues, Live Nation, and M Life. And they're all the pre-sales sponsors, or whatever you want to call it, for this. There are several ticket packages which are available, including the Hot for Teacher package, $450. That includes 2 tickets at a VIP table. Apparently, you do not get the table dance, but you do get a souvenir retail item. The Panama package, which is $550, and that includes a dining voucher plus pre- and post-show access to the Foundation Room, and the Jump package that features a Prix Fix. It's Prix, folks. I'm just reading it. Foundation Room dinner and 1 bottle of premium spirit. I don't know if I want the Prix Fix. Anyway, that is a big deal. If you're a David Lee Roth fan, which I used to be back in the day, that is something you might want to consider for New Year's. Now, despite all of the negative publicity, despite being kicked off the end of the road tour and the tongue lashing that he got from Gene Simmons, of course, Simmons backtracked and said, "Oh, sorry, Dave, I didn't know I was going to hurt your feelings." Roth countered with a meme that had 18 middle fingers that Roth sent back to Gene Simmons as a way to express himself about what Gene was saying. Gene then did another apology saying that nobody is better as a front man than David Lee Roth in his prime. But, you know, he didn't necessarily backtrack on the initial battering that he gave David Lee Roth. What he did do is basically say, "I'm sorry your feelings were hurt, Dave." So that's kind of where that all went. And of course, you have Sammy Hagar out there pretty much now on a regular basis, poking fun at Dave, making fun of his stage persona, all the weird moves that Dave does on stage. And he's been doing that for quite some time. Some may say he's been doing it since the early days of Van Halen. I don't know. His demeanor has changed in recent years, and his style has definitely changed. His singing ability is what I'm most concerned about. And yes, I've taken him to task as well. Maybe not quite as strongly as Sammy Hagar or Gene Simmons. But folks, if you're going to go get that Jump package, God bless you, man. $700 to see David Lee Roth, and you get access to some strange room. I'm not sure what's in that room. But if you're familiar with Las Vegas, I'm sure you know all the ins and outs of the various rooms. Too rich for my blood. I would rather go see a Van Halen tribute band at this point. At least they're going to be singing the songs in the correct key, and they're actually going to sing. They're not going to do a talk show during the performance, because Dave likes to go off on these incredibly long tangents that have nothing to do with the song, but he's going to tell you a story. Here's the thing. If David Lee Roth just set up a booth, right, and said, "Come hear me talk for an hour, 2 hours, and pay $50, $100 to hear me talk," that would be better, because at least Dave can talk. He can tell his crazy stories. You're not annoyed with the music because it's so bad. And he really just wants to talk anyway, right? So just let him talk and pay for it. You can still do the jump room or wherever, the hot for teacher room, okay, and still have all that access. But, you know, you get a performance. It's still performance art to some degree, but you don't have to put up with vocals, right? So that would be a good solution to the problem. And Dave could take this all over the place. You know, he could broadcast it live, you know, do pay-per-view or something. Even if he doesn't have that many people, maybe he's going to tell this great story about he and Eddie, or just something we haven't heard before. I think at this stage of his life and his just, you know, gauging his musicality these days, I would probably say this would be a good solution. So in any event, if you're a Dave fan and if you got absolutely nothing to do on New Year's Eve and you want to go to Vegas, keep in mind you're probably going to need your QR code. There was no mention of that, so maybe they're backing off that particular thing. But my guess is, you know, as time goes on and the winter season hits, and that'll be right in the middle of it, who knows if that concert is even going to happen. So we shall see. In any event, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and Patreon for $1 a month, where we can have these little conversations about David Lee Roth or any other video or topic. It's completely up to you guys, so long as it's not all Dave all the time, because that gets kind of, you know, stale. So, and it's either me or David Lee Roth, and either one of us, it gets kind of stale. So that's it. I'm done. See you soon.